Hello everyone, and I'm here with Wandersong bonus. Now this is something you definitely shouldn't watch if you've not watched through the main playthrough or played the game yourself. This is just a couple of after-game secrets which may entail spoilers. So this is, first I'm going to start with getting one of the songs I missed, which you get by using the help of when you free a fuck ton of birds at this point, you're supposed to go over to the left here, and apparently by doing so, you can find, as I said, one of the dances that I like, the only dance that I missed through my playthrough. Hey now, Wanderer. You did good finding me here. I can feel it. Your soul, your dance power, it has been growing all along, Wanderer, and I might have used a guide to find this because I quite frankly wasn't sure where on the fuck the mountain this guy would be. So I was just like, I'll just cheat a little bit. I beat the game. You dug deep and found the dances sleeping within. But outside of knowing where it is, I didn't spoil anything else. I'm proud to have shepherded you on that journey. Now, one last time, let's dig deep. All the way to the bottom for one final dance. Nice. I'm hyped. What could the final dance be? Oh no! That's the worst one. I don't want that. Come so far on this journey into dance. I don't have more to show you. From here on, you gotta keep digging on your own, but don't stop digging, Wander. Don't forget about dance. No, I think I understand at this point. I'm not gonna do that. How do I switch? There we go. I'm gonna fucking flail angrily at that, then go back to scene select. So I believe, I don't know how much of the epilogue, it's going to show. It looks like I can skip right to the end. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Well, I might end up pausing the video here for convenience. Hey, everyone. Oh, it already started. Okay, so the next secret is the final secret of the game, which you can only unlock once you beat the game. And apparently this is specialized for, your per playthrough. Meaning that you actually can't cheat on this one. Like, even if you watch this video, you can't use this video to unlock the code in your game. It is randomized per playthrough. I guess, theoretically, if you're some kind of code breaker, you could maybe brute force it. But this is actually a decent amount of symbols. So, let's see, we have triangle, sun, void, moon, heart, heart, star, star. I don't know if I'll be able to remember that, because my memory is trash, but let's see. Triangle, sun, void, moon, heart, heart, star, star. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I'm gonna try to just remember that, and hopefully I won't have to come back here. Okay, one more. Triangle, sun, void, moon, star, star. Already fucking it up. Okay, I think I'm just going to, just in case. Okay, I took a screenshot just in case my horrid memory fails me. You ever have that, like, I don't know, I just had the weird thought of, man, that probably doesn't help my memory, the fact that I kind of use technology to remember everything for me, but I don't think that's really an important discussion to have in my Wandersong bonus video. Instead, let's go ahead and go back to the very beginning of the game. Well, okay, not the prologue. The part of the game where we actually wake up. Whoa, I'm not wearing my bard clothes. Oh, I forgot. Very instantly, you're not wearing your bard clothes for all of like 2 seconds. game opens very pleasantly. Should solve all my dances. Yeah, you exist. Oh, I don't even have... That's right. I don't even have to do multiple notes for the first birds. I just do a thing and they're like, wow, amazing. Yeah, password please. How the heck do I input the password though? Shit, I'm just confused. The dances don't correlate, do they? No. Give me a sec, guys. Okay. Oops. So I think I have it I hopefully have this figured out. Nice. You solved it. Just took a little bit of researching and stuff. I'm not gonna spoil exactly how it works for anyone who maybe wants to actually crack the coding of how you do this stuff. Especially because it's not like I in-depth understand it. I just kind of I basically used a decoder for the information I already had. Because magic of the internet and all that stuff, because I didn't want to be here for forever, and I didn't want to jump between... Whoa! There's a mad close-up. So I wonder what secret this'll be. But yeah, I didn't want to try, like, jumping between a million scenes and stuff. Well, obviously, you always start by going left. What the heck? Oh, hey, you're here. My name's Gord. I did the music for Wandersong. Awesome. Nice job, especially on the ending theme. Greg helped write a lot of the songs, though. Em wrote one, too. The campfire one. I bet you liked it. I hated it. No, it was nice. I can do that, too. You found us. Yay! I'm Em. I did all the sound design in this game, which means I recorded and edited voices, ambient footsteps, and a whole bunch of silliness. All pretty good, too. I'm grateful to have had the chance to be part of Wandersong. I think it's really special. Agreed. So happy to have helped add something so positive to the world. I'm also super grateful that you've taken the time to play it. I hope you enjoyed listening. Very much have. 10 out of 10 game. Put a lot of love and energy into how this game sounds. I think it's a really important part of storytelling, and it can add so much value to listen. It means a lot to have been able to work with Greg, who really cared about it right from the start. Had a lot of fun making it together. It feels crazy now to be letting it all go. All I hope in the end is that you've kept some of the feeling that we shook out of our hearts. I hope that feels good. It does. I like this game a lot. Hey, I'm Greg. I made this game. It's really great to meet you. Figure out how to get here yourself? Did you look it up on the internet? It's okay if you did. Either way, I have a lot to say to you. I mean, I looked it up on the internet to the extent that you can, so I guess I did a little bit. But hey, that's nice. I'm so used to games calling out in, like, you know, like, mean ways, kind of like Undertale. Not to complain about that. I mean, I love, you know, everyone loves them. But, fucking... I shouldn't make blanket statements like that, but you know what I mean. Undertale's very popular. That's not a very hot take to say I like Undertale, but, you know, there's a part in the game where they call you out for certain things. But I don't want to get into that because spoilers, and also that's not what this is about. Either way, I have a lot to say to you. I'm really touched that you came this far, from the bottom of my heart. I want to say thank you. Thank you for playing. That means a lot to me. Put a lot of love, thought, and effort into it, and it's really special to make something like that to share with someone. I genuinely hope you enjoyed it. As I'm writing this, I have no idea what will happen when the game comes out. I don't know how many people ever play it, or if anyone ever will even find this message. People definitely found the message. I don't know how many people played it, but my opinion is that more people should play it. We need a bigger Wandersong community, for sure. There's even one person who cares about this game. That makes it worth it to me. That's sweet. So I guess it's not just thanks for playing, but thanks for caring. I hope someday you can make something too and share it. It's so important to express yourself. The world needs to hear your voice. You can do it. You are special. Jeez, dude's laying it on thick, but making me feel good. And I try to put stuff out. I put out these videos, I put out some writing that I feel like I should probably not talk about in these videos. My writing is a whole nother story. Literally. And you deserve love. I really believe that. Hang out here as long as you want. If you keep chatting with me, I'm going to talk about what it was like making the game, if that interests you at all. Oh, I can talk to them more. Before I started Wandersong, I lived on my bicycle for 5 months and rode across the US. Along the way, I met lots of people and did something I didn't think I could. I was feeling really optimistic about life and humanity, and I wanted to make a game to express that. Dude, what? I want to do that. Well, yeah, no, I want to. That sounds rad. Man, that sounds like a real adventure. Talk about living the life just biking around the US. First thing I made was the rainbow music wheel. Just that floating in an empty void. I wanted to make a controller into a musical instrument and make it feel as natural and as fun as possible. When I saw it worked, more ideas started coming to me, then started pouring out like a waterfall. Nice. Took me a while to nail down the story. Had a plot in mind for a while, but it was missing something. Then I had an epiphany one day, and the idea of the Earth song came to me. I remember crying a little bit when it did. That was the key to unlocking the shape of the story. My original plot idea became just Act 5, and the world of Wandersong started to take shape. Nice. Act 1 came together within a few months. I made countless changes to it since then, but it was basically the same as now. My friends played it and thought it had potential. What I needed was sounds and music. I tried recording my voice to make all the sounds, and I wrote some songs too, but the game was asking for better than I could give. Simply put, I realized the audio had to be amazing, which meant I needed money, so I put it on Kickstarter. Well, good idea. It seems to have worked out. It always makes me happy when I hear, like, Kickstarter stories that work out. Because I feel like a lot don't. And this is actually one of those little rambles I don't mind going on. Because, understandably, a lot of people get upset when Kickstarters don't work out. Because it feels really bad. It feels bad to put money into an indie game you're really excited for the concept of. Wait, let's say 4 years. Because let's be real, game development takes a while, and even if it's a simple-looking game, it'll probably take, like, longer than expected. So let's say you put down some money, even just, like, $30. That's a lot to give to someone you've never met before for something that you might never receive. So you put down $30, you wait 4 years, the thing you were excited for comes out, and it's a game that you don't like for any number of reasons. That's really frustrating. That's money and, like, a good bit of mental, like, excitement you put into something that ended up sucking. Or at least not living up to your expectations. And I get why that sucks, because, you know, I've been there. I've been excited for things that just either didn't work out or didn't live up. But, you know, I also get it from a dev side to some extent. You know, there's some Kickstarter horror stories like Mighty Number 9 that I'm not going to try and sit here and make excuses for. But, you know, game development is also pricey. Living expenses are pricey. Let's say someone gets a budget of $30,000 for a game. That sounds like a lot. That's a lot for a bunch of money, but for 4 years of game development, I don't think there's any way 30,000 would ever be enough. So, I guess what I'm saying is that, unfortunately, I kind of get why Kickstarter can be rough as a developer. Like, on one hand, it's really exciting, but there's no backup. You're very unlikely to get more money without people understandably being upset because they're like, well, we already paid you. What'd you do with the last money we gave you? But, you know, so it's a weird cluster of feelings and things, and I feel like a lot of Kickstarters can get very, like, out of hand, like they try to do more than the budget would allow. So it's always nice to see that's not to say every Kickstarter. There's obviously other Kickstarter success stories out there, a lot of big ones. I know Undertale was, in fact, a Kickstarter or something of the sort. Same with Shovel Knight, one of those big indie games. I'm sure there's lots of little indie games I'm not thinking of that were also Kickstarter love stories. It's just that, you know, there's also ones that fall under the taking forever, like, or just, like, I mean, you know, like, the just... I'm rambling at this point, and I don't actually know what my point anymore was. My point is that game development's hard, and I'm glad when I see a Kickstarter game that the boot, especially one as beautiful as this. I'm glad when I see a Kickstarter game that didn't feel like it was. Like, honestly, I'm impressed. This one really doesn't feel like it had any kind of wasted potential. To be fair, I didn't play this game when it first came out, but for all I know, this game came out in the current state that it's in. I don't think that's all too crazy. And if so, that's all the more impressive, because I feel like most Kickstarter games, what I've noticed seems to be the method, and I don't know if this is a working method or not, but it is a method, is to kickstart and then bring out a game and bring it out in basically early access, even if you don't call it that, and even if you have a pretty finished product before that. Like, good example is Shovel Knight. They did the Kickstarter, and then they brought out Shovel Knight, the base game, and then they started adding in all of the Kickstarter goals. So they added in extra game modes, co-op mode, all that extra stuff that they had originally promised that they couldn't release in the base release of the game, presumably because they wanted to get something out within a reasonable amount of time, and or they needed more money, you know, stuff. But it seems to be a method that works. That being said, it's cool to see something come out that's an actual finished game too. And I'm fucking rambling again. I don't know, game development stuff. It's interesting. I'm not a game developer also, so if there's any of these things that you're like, wow, that's stupid bullshit, what are you talking about? Sorry. I record videos and write and make food, and those are my money-making skills. Well, if you can call any of... I make food, that's my money-making skill. I also record videos and write, and those are hobbies. Yeah. I don't know anything about anything. Everyone was so enthusiastic. The game quickly had more fan art than anything else I'd done. Awesome. I need to look into that. I love fan art. There were many musicians asking to work with me. It felt very special. Even so, I didn't know if I'd make it until the end. And when I did, it felt like a miracle, every step of the way. I felt like I was doing something a little too big for myself, and then just narrowly making it. It felt powerful. I'd Gordon through some friends. His music for Parkitect had a really good vibe. Sadly, don't know what that is. I vaguely feel like I've heard the name, but I don't really know what that is. I assume it's what it sounds like, a park building sim, maybe? He really believed in Wandersong, despite the modest funds and huge ideas. And he was local, so we could work closely together. Man, finding local people, that's nice. After a long search, I'd found my musician. M was his first hiree, and Wandersong was her first game. She brought so much enthusiasm into the game. Dude, first game? This music's baller for first game. It bowled me over. Especially that end theme. I know I praise that, but I think the end theme is probably the best. So we got to work. Almost perfectly sequentially, act by act. I would rush ahead developing gameplay and writing scenes, then M would breathe life into the game with audio. Gord was busy at first with other commitments, but eventually did catch up. Took almost 2 years to work to the ending of the game, and then more months of refining, polishing, and fixing. We talked forever about this. It took my entire life for 3 years, but I'm going to stop here for now. Thanks for listening. We went and added some commentary notes to scenes in the game. Look out for those if you want to learn more. And thanks for playing. It really means so much to me. More than I can put into words. Heart. Ah. Well, that's cool about the commentator things. I'm probably not gonna play again for... I hope nobody minds that. This is probably gonna be the... Honestly, I thought this would be a short video, but I'm such a ramble nerd. Ended up not being short. And there's also more to this than I expected. I was half expecting that the big secret would be, like, the ultimate dance. I'm not gonna lie, this game was tough. As soon as I agreed to work on it, I was like, what have I done? But I knew I really wanted to work with Greg, and that was, he was gonna make... Anything he was gonna make was gonna be good, and I guess I must have been feeling like I wanted a challenge. I don't actually remember, but I knew early there's a pretty big chance I was gonna burn out or screw up or run out of music to write. This game has so much music, so you had the crap out of me. But hey, you're here, and I'm here. We made it. We sure did. And hey, I hope y'all to make more stuff as a team or otherwise. Would love to hear that this is one of those stories that like keeps happening, but that's always hard to say. 2017 was a hard year for me. Something I thought I knew was true my whole life turned out to not be so true after all. The world has been so angry. And though I started on Wandersong before then, it's suddenly become a whole lot more important to invert cynicism for once in my life. I am cynical. I like cynical things. To do something whose sole purpose is to make people happy. Dude, I hear that. But not like shallow happy, like a sitcom or whatever. Really happy. Shine a little light for people whose lives are feeling truly dark. Feeling way better now, by the way. All awesome to hear. Hopefully, a remotely true statement for 2020. That's the ultimate cynicism. The year of doom. Nah, I seriously hope everyone's doing well, though. This is the biggest soundtrack I've ever done. It might be the biggest soundtrack ever. It will probably be the biggest I'll ever do. It's like 4.5 hours long. Damn, dude. Plan was to be really minimalist, so we'd finish, and I stuck to that plan until like halfway through Act 2, and then nothing was minimalist. I am super bad at minimalist. I recorded live performances on 24 different instruments in this game. I have no idea how many digital instruments are used. Dude, that's fucking crazy. A lot. I feel bad saying anything negative about the soundtrack because I think I had at one point. I think that's probably just because, and honestly, I think the soundtrack is very important for this game and probably even way better than I give it credit for. I think it's just a natural thing as someone who's played a lot of games, to just kind of gravitate to catchy things, right? I like a lot of chiptune music or what, you know, things like that where it's just catchy. You know, really rockin' beats and stuff like that. But honestly, I mean, this is a beautiful game, and I can't deny that it's a musical game. The music does make the game, so the music is, you know, obviously beautiful. I just, you know, it's hard to I guess it's always hard. It's hard when a lot of games have ultra catchy music these days. Like that's kind of a, I feel like that's almost a selling point for really popular indie games, is that you're gonna have at least one rockin' track that you would, that, I don't know, at least that's the case for me, right? I feel like I listen to a lot of Shovel Knight music, and I know I mentioned it a million times. I'm sorry, indie game stuff. I'll try to find other things to say about indie games, but honestly, I've listened to Megalovania more times than I care to admit. That is a song that never gets old. Uh, and hey, on the note of not indie things, Persona. Fuck, I listen to so much Persona music, dude. And not just Persona 5, like, all the Persona games. Honestly, I feel like Persona 1 even has, like, a super underrated battle theme. It's very catchy. I'm getting off on a whole, but yeah, so I guess I have a bad tendency of liking catchy music, so that's what stands out to me, but the music in this game is really good. Like, I'm not gonna pretend that it's not. Oh, and you know that last big song at the end of the game? The one where everyone sings together? We got a choir for that, but not like a real choir. I just asked Twitter who wanted to sing for us. 75 people sang for us. Some had fancy mics. Some people sang into their phones and laptops. Some people sang beautifully. Some people didn't. But everyone tried and everyone cared. And that is what Wandersong is about. Dude, that's amazing. I don't think I've ever heard of anything like that. Everybody trying, everybody caring, and making something beautiful together, even when it's not something you don't think you're good at. And everyone that said my voice is terrible in the choir was flat out wrong. Hear that, idiots? Your voice is good, and that choir was good, and this game is good. Fuck. The same week I started working on the song, my wife and I found out we're having a baby. I don't know when you're reading this. We're due March 4th, 2019, so I may or may not have had it yet. I really hope it goes okay. Dude, especially, once again, with the modern times, I sure hope so too. I hope you, wife, child, safe. Happy and safe. Especially safe, but happy is pretty important too. And hey, you're here, and I'm here, and we made it. We're just the people that made this game. You can do cool stuff too. Just try and care. I mostly do that. Wandersong's first game I worked on, way back in 2016. It's what got me started in indie games. I've worked on a few since then, but this one has been my biggest constant. It's also one closest to my heart. The themes that Greg explores really resonate with me. And I think there's super important ideas to spread right now, so it's been wonderful to contribute to that. For me, it's pretty interesting to look back from the beginning all the way to the end, and hear how the sound changes. It was really easy to grow with this game, because we made each act a different theme sonically. There was a lot of experimentation. Nice. Time for some fun facts. There are 5,084 sounds. That's a lot for an indie game. Greg and I voiced most of the characters. Most of the sounds are recorded, so many of those sounds are my voice. That's super interesting, actually. A lot of the ambiences shifts depending on where you are. There are so many silly details. So silly. Well, thanks for listening. Well, that's super cool. And hype and just, I don't know, awesome. Oh, okay, so the left was what was here. Honestly, though, I will say the sound design in this game is super impressive. I mean, I guess even to go into it for things I've noticed that I think are impressive, which probably doesn't even scratch the surface, I love how many, not only do you have all the, these bass sounds, but I do love that depending on the act and the situation, a lot of times this changes, which I think is plain out awesome, but I don't really have a lot more to say to that. I really, really loved this game. Thank you again to NTF for suggesting it. And now, I will start recording other stuff soon. Lots of interesting personal projects, so I hope y'all stick around for that. And I hope to see you all next time.